Hello, everybody. I am grateful to be here with the amazing Pam Langord, and I am Tiffany Newman, your brand expert for highly motivated entrepreneurs. We are going to reveal her brand today. So Pam is an amazing business owner. She's been in business for a long time. We'll talk about why she wanted a new brand and then show you more about it. So Pam, if you want to get started and tell us more about your business, where you're located, and who you serve, that would be awesome.
Sure. Well, I am your friendly neighborhood tech fairy. So I work with primarily coaches, speakers, authors, and I'm the person that frees them from all of their technical woes and lets them have fun doing what they do best again by helping them figure out the machine they need to operate their business, both where they're at right now and where they want to go.
Love it. And you work with some amazing rockstar entrepreneurs behind the scenes, and you're also starting a few new programs in 2020, so we can talk a little bit about that, serving different levels of entrepreneurs. So people that have large, machines, as you say, happening with huge launches and things like that. But then also you want to help more entrepreneurs that are, maybe not starting out, but at that level where they need more help to scale and they want their funnels in place. So we'll talk about that as we reveal the brand.
Awesome. Yes.
Yay.
So excited.
Yes, me too. So let's dive in, and I'm going to share my screen. And this is very fresh because you just saw a lot of this yourself for the first time. So I'm really excited to share it with everybody else. Okay, let's make it look a little bit prettier here, full screen. There we go. Okay, so again, this style guide is intended to use as you create your communications and marketing. So this is the brand guide. And for those of you who have not seen a previous brand reveal before, this is the visual piece. So that's why I'm showing it, because it's prettier than the brand manual. But Pam also received a brand manual, which has all of her clear, distinct messaging and brand story that she can be using with people as well. This, however, is her brand new logo. And what we did was looked at her core ideals, her target market. So basically, if you think of Pam here, her target, her ideal audience here, what's that sweet spot in the middle? And Pam, like she said, really helps people with consistency, strategy, and really streamlining their back end, their processes, their funnels, how everything is working. And so, that allows freedom, flow, and connection for her ideal clients. And she offers support, information, and she's uber organized and uber structured, which for people like me is really important if you don't have that type of skill set in your own business. Pam is the person who can help you if you're afraid of the tech. So we'll talk a little bit about the logo. I went with different concepts. And Pam, do you want to share a little bit about, before I'm actually going to stop sharing for a moment, do you want to share a little bit about your personality, kind of, you've always been behind the scenes, so this is kind of your coming out party, we could say. Do you want to share a little bit about that and the journey, and then we can talk about your personality a little bit too, so it really helps people make sense on where we went with the logo?
Yeah, I'd be happy to, because in so many ways, I was like an accidental entrepreneur. And even though I've been a tech geek my entire career, starting when I was like 18, I did everything wrong. I got distracted by the shiny objects. I bought into the idea that there's a blueprint. I paid way more money than I even want to think about in courses and tools and platforms and everything.
So common.
And it dragged my business down. It was a struggle. It was hard. I wasn't having fun, but I had to do it because now I was committed and I was the sole income for my house. It was only when I started stripping away the pieces I didn't need and really looking at where my business was at and where I really wanted to take it that it all came together. And believe me, I dumped a whole lot of shiny tools in the process. but that also made me aware that I'm my brand too,
Totally.
that I have this connection with both the tech and both the people I serve because I have a foot in each camp. So that's kind of the backstory. And when I first started the business, I had this kind of ideal that it needed to be this big corporate kind of feel. So I'd come up with ridgetop virtual solutions. It sounds very impressive. And I was a one-man band.
Yes, you had a little, like one of my friends said, you know, you have a little mouse in your pocket. That's your, it's not like you have a little mouse in your pocket.
Yeah, exactly. And so through all of this process and through the growth I've gone through in probably the last 6 to 12 months has made me so much more aware of who I serve, how I serve, and what I want to be when I grow up, so to speak. And so this new brand is it. This is the one that speaks to me and speaks to the people I serve. And I'm so excited about it. I can't wait.
Yay.
And it brings together all of the things that I love.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that too, because again, when we show this, your personality, we really wanted to shine through because you are kind of the glue that holds a lot of these bigger teams together. So we won't, I don't know if you necessarily want to name names, but you are behind the scenes for some really major coaches out there, and you really do hold the team together. You stabilize the back end. So you are known to show up in unicorn outfits on launch days to make things fun and lighthearted and pick up the team. And that's huge, especially for entrepreneurs who are busy and they're tired and they're launching. To have somebody behind the scenes, you know, making people happy, being the team leader, being the team cheerleader. So, and then you can talk about a few of your other favorite things that we are incorporating.
Well, yeah, and it's true because it's more than just hooking up equipment or platforms. There's so much more to it. And that's where so many entrepreneurs get stuck is they just get locked into these ideas of what it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like one of the taglines you and I discussed is, you know, all of the technology in the world is supposed to help your business, not hinder it.
Yes.
And the whole idea is to get the message out to more people and not kill you in the process.
Right. Without the struggle.
Without the struggle, it should be joyful.
Yes.
It should be fun. You should be doing everything you love.
So true and so needed. So that's amazing. So with that being said, we will dive back in and actually share some of the sub-brand logos that were developed, and then talk a little bit too about the sorry, one second. My screen doesn't want to share all of a sudden. Let's go here. Okay. Full screen. Okay. So again, we have, oh my goodness, my computer is not cooperating. Okay. So we have the logo. So go back to that. The reason I went some very quirky options for you, which, you know, kind of went against the grain, but because you do show up in unicorn and you like to have fun, and we call everybody in the group process, you know, you have your Pamisms, you just bring that joy and life to a group of people. And so we wanted to keep it fun and lighthearted, but still serious enough that your ideal clients wouldn't be like, what is this, you know? And so this final logo really speaks to that. It has quick strokes. It really has some flair to it, some lightheartedness. And then the arrow really represents, you know, as entrepreneurs, we can tend to spin in circles and have chase shiny objects. So Pam, you are really the one who finally releases people and allows them to live their life sustainably and easily and with joy, like you said. So that is the representation of the logo. And then we'll go into your sub-brand logos. So sometimes people I work with have sub-brand logos. Sometimes they don't if they have one core offer. In your case, you absolutely do. And these are some of the programs that you are beginning to offer now. So make sure you hook up with Pam if this is something that you need. The first one is 4 Weeks to Funnel, which you already had that name, which I wish I came up with that because it's for WTF, which is amazing because we all feel that way when we're working, building a funnel. But these are really full of personality, but straight to the point. So we have 4 Weeks to Funnel, Stop SOS, which is Stop Shiny Object Syndrome. Do you want to explain just on a high level what that is about?
Yes, Stop Shiny Object Syndrome is, so many of us get those programs that they're redundant. We thought they would do what we wanted, and then we find out that they don't, but we forget to dump them. And so Stop Shiny Object Syndrome is basically sitting down with, prospective client, whoever wants to be audited that way, and really look at what they're using, how they're using it, and what they can let go of. And everyone is always surprised how many of those little
subscriptions
that they maybe are only paying, $30-$40 a year for. But that's another $30-$40, and you add 10 or 20 of those layers on, and you don't need them.
Right.
So many of their core platforms do that function. They just didn't know how to make them do it.
Yeah, and that's one thing that talking to you throughout the branding process that I found was amazing about you specifically is that you're tech agnostic. So it's not like you are making commissions and like this software is what you need. You literally look at where people are in their business and help them create a system that flows, that works. It's not duct taped together. But so they can release a lot and just focus on what's working and then scale accordingly, which is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Their system should be as unique as their business. I mean, that's the bottom line. Every business is different, so it needs a little different setup.
Definitely. And then the last piece is the Tech Express Concierge, which allows you to really be full service to your clients. So that's you and your team coming in and really running the back end as opposed to evaluating it and setting it up. It's for top entrepreneurs who need more of full support on their back end.
Right. And sometimes it's ongoing, sometimes it's for a specific launch, but it lets us have that real high touch and make sure that everything is going according to plan. And it's just like magic back there.
Yes. I think for most people, just the thought of that just feels so good. So
we hope so.
Yes. So colors then, if your website right now will be updated. It's not up right now, so we'll talk about where people can contact you. But you had some of these colors, like a lighter, like peachy tone, a lighter, like very light turquoise. So we've talked about just deepening some of those tones more from your Ridgetop virtual solutions because it is colors that you love. We also wanted there to be a lot of pop of colors because of your personality. You love cooking, you love travel, you love all these things. So we wanted to make sure that all of that was incorporated just on a deeper level. And also because you work with men and women and it was slightly feminine. So that way it kind of balanced out your fonts. And then last of all, the images, which I love because there's a picture of you with your unicorn suit on, which is like my favorite. So as you do your brand photography, we've talked about, I always do creative direct everybody's photo shoots if they're going to have one. So this really shows different pieces of your personality. You love cooking, you love food porn, which is you showing your images of the yummy food, which I'm always jealous of. So this really gives an overarching, they can be fun and colorful and don't have to be, boring corporate stock photography.
Yeah, I get to finally be me.
Yes, that is the whole goal. So awesome.
And that's what's so exciting about it. I mean, it's scary, but having the brand that actually fits me now, is going to make that so much easier.
Yeah.
And for us little behind the scenes people, that's so huge.
Yes. So you can show up and truly be authentic, not try to be somebody else. And that's what people are going to resonate with in wanting to work with you too. So, so excited. So just a few more questions as we wrap up. I guess I would love to hear what results you're most thrilled with. Like what was the, is it the logo or the brand manual or the process, the journey? I always love to hear and let other people know what you love the most.
For me, it was getting the brand manual and realizing the journey that I went through over the 90 days.
Mm.
Because somehow, some way, you took all those random thoughts and ideas of that I had, spinning around in my head, and different elevator speeches I thought, and managed to distill it down into those simple single thoughts that I went, what could that's it. That's me. That's me on a page.
Me on a page. I'm going to use that quote.
Yeah. It's reading through the brand manual both showed me who I am, where I want to go, who I serve so succinctly and so clearly that it's going to be so much easier to talk about what I do and just moving forward. The messaging is there in a way that I could just translate it into different uses, different media. And again, it's me. It's all me. Instead of what I thought I had to be, or, no comparison. There's no one else that has that specific messaging.
Absolutely.
I now get to be the true unicorn.
Yes. Which, by the way, is not completed, but we're going to have some really fun things on your website, which will be an animated GIF because, like you announced yourself as the tech fairy, which is one of the terms that people really resonate with because you do really come in and do that. But you're also a cheerleader and, a behind the scenes. And what were some of the other ones? Because I don't have it right in front of me.
Wizard behind the curtain.
Yes.
Tech guru. Yeah, cheerleader is always a good one because I'm always going to be my client's biggest cheerleader. Because I always treat their business as if it were my own. I don't succeed if they don't succeed. So, let's go.
And that is what really sets you apart is you are so high touch in the business and the unicorn piece. So basically we have the logo and the sub logos, but then we're also going to have an animated GIF on the website that spins around and names off all the amazing things that Pam is. So that's going to be super fun ad to just kind of cap off the entire brand. So final things, I would love to know specifically who you would recommend the program to, or if you would recommend the program, and if you could explain in your words a little bit of what people would experience when they go through it.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend it to just about anyone, because even people who are in the 6 or 7 figure range and have a brand, there's always room to move it forward, to continue that growth. And sometimes as we grow, we get splintered.
True.
And so having you pull that back together, so even, the big dudes would benefit from the process. And the thing about the experience was it made me think, it made me dig deep, but it wasn't hard. And I really thought it would be so much harder than it was. And out of every call we did, I would come out and go, oh, wow. I would have so many little ahas.
That's awesome.
Not just from, your teaching and the hot seats and everything that you did with us, but from everyone in the cohort too.
Yeah.
And doing it as a little cohort, it's kind of, your own little band of cheerleaders too, as we all go through the process together. And you also realize how similar our issues are. no matter where we were in our business or what our niche. And so that was super cool. Because
Awesome.
we sometimes think we're alone, we're the only one.
Yeah, especially as entrepreneurs, as we work in our offices at home and things like that, it is very cool. And I thank you for sharing that too, that didn't feel hard, because I think a lot of times people say, oh, I don't want to do another group program. I don't want to, I've heard of multiple people saying in 2020, like, I'm done. I'm going to, I don't want to invest in anything else. But this is one investment that I think really does make a huge, obviously I'm biased, but movement forward for people in their businesses, in their positioning, in being able to talk to ideal clients, and really setting the stage, especially as we move into 2020.
The part that's so exciting to me is not only is it like a grand reveal and a rebranding of me, but there's so much room to grow with it. It's not just where I am right now, it's also where I want to go.
Yes.
And I love that part about it.
Which is your legacy brand. So that is the point too, to make sure that you can evolve and continue to pivot and add to. So now you have the framework and the foundation. So if you want to add a third program in, or fourth program, actually, you have 3, you now have the foundation to do that. So awesome. Yep. Well, thank you again, Pam, so much for being here with me today. I hope everybody enjoyed her brand reveal. Please let us know below what you liked best. If you want to connect with Pam, what's the best way to do that? On Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook Messenger. Just look up Pam Langord and give me a shout.
All right. And everybody, thank you so much for watching today. And just so you know, this is pre-recorded. So at the moment, I have 4 out of 6 spots taken in the next Legacy Brand Transformation cohort. So all of the reveals that you're seeing this week are from this last cohort. So the next one begins in January. There are 2 spots currently left. By the time this recording goes up, it may be less, but I would love to invite you to join me on this journey and get results like Pam did. So if you look down below, I'll be adding a link where you can go and check out more details and see and book a call if it sounds like something that you would like to take advantage of as we move into 2020. So Pam, again, thank you for joining me today. Everybody, if you need a tech fairy in your life, definitely go check out Pam, and we'll see you again soon.